Yeah, and Luckin has another series called Little Black Cup, and that's actually I think SOE single origin espresso,
Okay.
which is more exa- $1 more expensive to choose that coffee. I think. Uh, yeah, they many people tried their first cup of geisha from Luckin at a
Wow.
price $2.50 or to $3 a cup. Something.
US.
Oh, as a black. Yeah, US as a cup. Because they use Ethiopian geisha.
Okay.
Quite cheap, actually, for a
Okay.
kilo. Or as a green bean. Yeah.
This episode is proudly brought to you by Mapper Forward's workshop. It's time to become a coffee consultant. Learn how to diversify your revenue streams and create freedom from your day job while saying goodbye to that alarm clock forever by becoming a consultant within the coffee industry or directly to consumers who have shifted towards home brewing and home roasting. Protect your income from challenging times in the coffee value chain by taking this course today. Go to mapperforward.coffee/workshops or click the link in the show notes for details. Welcome to the Daily Coffee Pro by Map It Forward, friends. I'm your host, Lee Safar, and this is episode 3 of a 5-part series. We're talking about the coffee scene in China, and we're coming to you not from World of Coffee Busan, but we have been at World of Coffee Busan. We are in Busan. We're in at the end. It finished a couple of hours ago. We're both getting ready to go home, and we thought that we would record this series before we do go home. And, in the last couple of episodes, we've been talking about the industry in China. We've been talking about the cafes in China. And today we're going to talk about the consumer, the coffee consumer in China, which fascinates me because your industry is growing so quickly. You guys are now growing coffee in China. You have been for, I think it's a decade now that you've been trying to, or maybe more, been trying to cultivate really great quality coffee. And there's been an increase in consumers that are drinking coffee. As you said earlier in the series, it's concentrated in Shanghai. And I've heard numbers before that by 2030, if coffee consumption in China continues to increase at the rate that it's increasing, all of the coffee that's grown in China will not be enough for the consumers in China.
Sure. I think it's not enough now already.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
China is not is not a significant coffee growing country in the world at all. I think less than 5% something like Yunnan coffee. We mostly imports coffee from, because Brazil and Vietnam are the two biggest. They take share of nearly 80% of the whole world's production. Yeah.
Right. But
China
you guys are
more.
aggressively accelerating the amount of coffee that you're growing.
Not really, because the growing region is very limited with that climate and soil. Something, yeah.
Okay.
It's not, and it's going to be quite more and more expensive to grow coffee, so it will be less cost effective and or profitable to grow coffee. Yeah, because labor cost have grown 3 times than before. Yeah, like 6-7 years ago. Like as I heard from my Yunnan farms friends, farm owners, they say their kids, they'd rather work in the city, doing some commerce job, into the entertainment job, whatever, at a lower income. They rather not work at the farms to pick cherries.
Wow. And that's happening all over the world for the succession plans. Yeah, the succession plans for farms all over the world are being screwed up. 5th generation producer is not going to hand the farm over to his next generation because they don't want to work on the farm. They don't want to own the farm.
And Yunnan can't really do the job like Brazil did with all mechanical.
Yeah.
Because Yunnan has hills, so you gotta climb and pick. There's no choice. Yeah. It's going to be expensive. And the price has already doubled than a few years ago. So in terms as a roaster, we only care about the quality and the price, and we have lots of choices from Brazil, from Ethiopia, and China loves Ethiopian coffee. We like imports a lot, and we have choices from Rwanda, from Colombia, everywhere. So yeah, I don't really care which coffee that's like grown from. Yeah, and
Does
I
the
would just care about
consumer, what kind of
not
coffee
really
does the consumer like? Are they caring where it's coming
for
from?
the
Are they
blends.
asking
They have
for it?
no idea. For the blends, they have no idea. They have no idea what Lucky is roasting. Yeah.
Really?
No, seriously. Even I don't know. I don't know what's in Lucky's blends. Maybe there's some Ethiopia. Yeah.
So the coffee drinker in China, are they going to the local cafe or they're just ordering it off the app?
Both when they have time and when they spend time meeting with like friends or just chill out with families, friends over, they will go to like the local cafes. Yeah. And
Right.
order something different. Other when they are in the office, they will just order some sweet coffee online.
And when they're going to the cafe, what kinds of, like, are people into specialty kinds of coffees? Like, will they order, like, is black coffee the drink of choice? Is milk-based coffee the drink of choice? Is it really sweet drinks? What is the most kind of appreciated
I think in
coffees
this
there?
part is the same all over the world. Discussed with many different countries, industry people, that in every country, I think 80 to 90% of coffees are consumed in the espresso way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, espresso based with whatever water or milk, like whatever kind of milk, and I think 10% to 50 like pour over or black or drip coffee.
Okay.
Yeah.
America's quite different. America is mostly like a lot of drip coffee. It's mostly drip coffee. So this is what's so fascinating about the consumer of coffee around the world. The majority of coffee that's drunk around the world is instant coffee. That's the number one way people drink coffee.
Yeah, that's actually true. That's true.
And
their market is way bigger than ours.
Massive. So and so does the coffee consumer in China, what's the relationship with instant coffee?
A lot as well. China buys surprisingly a lot of it's called Malaysia white coffee. It's
What?
quite popular. They call it Malaysia white coffee, even though this country doesn't grow one single seed. Yeah, they have some Liberica, like a natural decaf. But Malaysia,
That's fantastic.
they bring in instant coffee from whatever countries, like Brazil or frozen coffee from
Freeze-dried.
Colombia, something. Yeah, and they blend this coffee together with condensed sugar or milk, something. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
condensed
they
milk.
put lots of the fat white powder, which you can't really
milk
digest.
powder.
Yeah. And they put extra amount of that, which is not really healthy for your body, but they do marketing and they call that white coffee. So Chinese consumers, when they drink this, they think, oh, it's such a creamy coffee. And they are happy to pay $1 for that, that one sachet, which I get to understand this from my Malaysian friends. And they just buy this marketing, they buy these concepts. Yeah. So yeah, that's why I say like there are so many choices in this country, and people just consume coffee in many different ways, which I'm still learning and surprising me myself as well. Yeah.
So do you have so we know that there's people that consume the Malaysian white coffee, which is like the instant coffee drinker. There's people who like the quick service where they're getting it delivered to them. There's people who go and they'll have meetings or meet friends in cafes. When it comes to the kinds of emerging consumer, like do we have like a specialty coffee emerging market of consumers? Do people because you guys grow coffee, and that was where I started the the episode was you guys are growing coffee. Is there any sense of national kind of pride around we grow coffee? We're a coffee growing region, so we're going to consume our own coffee. Do people care?
Not really, because our coffee suck. I'm honest. I'm really direct.
I mean, it doesn't suck. It's been getting better over the last 5 years.
No, the variety is not that good. They need to change the variety.
Okay.
It was kind of grew coffee like 30, 40 years ago. That was because of Nestle's instant coffee. That was for instant coffee. That was like a United Nations welfare something to help the super poor farmers.
Okay.
Yeah. Now these farmers are driving Mercedes.
Okay.
And the audience sell like enough that coffee to Starbucks or and Nestle, right? So why not? Because that variety is easy to live on, easy to adapt to the culture, to the climate, to the soil, yeah, and big production that suits for instant coffee. But when we're talking about Arabica, we're talking about good variety, good taste, good flavors coffees. So you gotta change, you gotta plant those varieties first. And so can they adapt to the soil in Yunnan? Right. And is that profitable? Okay, if not, you know, Yunnan is origin of tea in China. If that doesn't make money, then people just grow tea or even macadamia or something. Yeah, which farmers are very realistic.
Right. Yeah. Right. And does the consumer in China, are they fickle? Like, are they changing their minds? Are they willing to try different things? If they don't like it, then they'll just change their minds. Are consumers in China open to coffee?
Yep, quite. Because we have very long history and very serious tea culture in here. So, but in the same way, I think pour drip coffee is very similar to single origin teas. Like you infuse your single variety or single tree teas like that. So it's very easy for Chinese to consume or understand, especially coffee in that way.
Right.
Now, for serious drinkers, like real coffee lovers, some of them, they have tried coffee or like varieties, origins, or prices, different like expensive coffees, even more than us, like industry. Right. They are happy to pay to try super expensive, like $800 a cup.
What?
Best of promulgation.
Wow.
That happens. There was in the news in China. One of my friends' cafe sells that coffee, like $400 a cup. Yeah, auction lots. People there they buy it because, well, in China it's normal to find like $10,000 a kilo ancient tree teas from Yunnan, something like that. Yeah, it's it has its market. It has its market, I would say, because they consume that rare coffee like tea, in a tea manner. Yeah. And you know, nowadays some Yunnan Geisha are selling as a green bean like $250 a kilo something. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wow. It's good. It's pretty good. I'll say it's good, but I won't buy it. It's for the same price I will buy Panama.
You're not being very patriotic, mate.
No, it's good for them. Let them understand competition. Okay, let them know for the same price. Okay, foreign goods are better.
And on that, does the consumer, like in China, are they open to like I know you said that nobody knows what's in Luckin's coffee, right? But are consumers excited about drinking coffee from Panama or from Guatemala or from Brazil? Do you have a segment of consumer that's excited about that?
Oh, yeah. Luckin has another series called Little Black Cup. And that's actually, I think, SOE, single origin espresso, which is more $1 more expensive to choose that coffee, I think. Many people tried their first cup of geisha from Luckin. at a price $2.50 or to $3 a cup.
US.
Something. Oh, as a black. Yeah, US as a cup. Because they use Ethiopian Geisha.
Okay.
Quite cheap, actually, for a kilo. Or as a green bean, yeah. They also tried, Luckin also promotes single origin coffee from Colombia, Brazil. Yeah, they're doing things like this. So, yeah, in China, where you are big enough, yeah, you have the channels to educate everyone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
In a more like a significant way, more impactful way than what we do, because we have very limited voice.
Yeah, I mean, a company like Luckin is growing so quickly. So quickly. So they have much more reach to be able to do that.
And they already opened overseas, like to Singapore, I think 30 shops already, and opening in, I think, Japan, Korea this year. And Coty just opened its first store in Business Bay, Dubai. They are bringing this Chinese model over to Middle East.
And this is the thing that I was alluding to in the last episode, which is I'm starting to see this emerge as a model all over the world, which is people recognizing that there should be venture capital money going into businesses that can grow quickly, and the automated systems can grow. The automated models can grow very, very quickly, and it's all then about scaling, and they scale quick because they don't really have to train staff, as in baristas. They need to put, more than anything, they need to find the right real estate people. If they can find the right real estate people to find the right, do the right feasibility studies, that can be able to find the right locations and have the right contacts in new cities that can give them access. You're talking about Business Bay in Dubai. Property in Business Bay in Dubai is so hard to come by. So hard to come by. And it is one of the most sought after places to open a cafe in all of Dubai. So they had to have access to the right people to be able to give them a spot. I
heard they got investment from capitals in Middle East.
100%.
I don't know which, yeah.
Right, for sure. But and that's what I'm saying.
Relationship. Yeah,
right.
China and Middle East, UAE had quite good relationship.
Well, and my point is that once you've built the out of the box model for what I think is going to become more and more the business model for cafes, the neighborhood cafe will become, it's not going to go away at all. But it is going to be, I think my prediction is that we're going to see a lot of them close over the next 5 years. We're already in the process.
And price strong.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, because what's going to happen is everything's going to be automated. We've been talking about this on the podcast for probably 5 years. We've been saying that this was coming, and now it's starting to creep. And the thing is, we're going to see super automatic. We're going to see fully automatic, which means it's not just going to be fast, but it's going to be no humans from or vending machines, or it's going to be, like one version of that. The robots that I've seen make the coffee are super slow. They're not quick. So that's not going to, I don't think that the robot is the way of the future. I think that some kind of vending system or something like that is going to be what's going to be the difference. I already see roasting facilities around the world that are doing 10 to 20 tons a day that have 0 employees working in the roastery.
What Starbucks and Luckin did.
Yeah.
They just opened their supersized roastery.
I've seen the videos of it.
Last month.
It's wild.
And they each invested $200 million to build a high-end roastery near Shanghai. Yeah.
And it's incredible.
They compete with
It's incredible. Like, I've never seen anything like it. And that's the future. Like, that's just...
I think, let me ask one question.
Tell me.
What's going on in Australia? I haven't been back for quite a few years. So how Australia face like the challenges from automation?
Right. Tune into next week's series because Nawar Avra is coming on the podcast to tell us what's happening in Australia. And that's a lot of what we're going to be doing this year, is inviting people to come and tell us what's happening in the local economy that they're experiencing, as well as having producers tell us what's going on in, from their coffee origin. Because I think we are in a time in the history of our industry where we need to document what's happening. We need to talk about what it feels like now, and then we need to talk about what it feels like in a year from now. What's happening in Australia right now is historic. What's happening in Australia right now, we have never seen before. You could have seen it coming from a mile off, but it is a bloodbath in Australia right now. So, the answer to your question is tune into the series next week on the podcast and listen to what Nawar has to say about it, because it will be fascinating.
Yeah.
All right.
Cheers.
All right. So in the next episode, folks, we're going to talk about the difference in coffee cultures between China and other regions of the world. We've started to allude to this with this quick shift into quick service that's becoming the norm. And there's a lot of kind of interesting parallels between what's happening in the Middle East, what's happening in Asia, what's happening in the West. It's really, really fascinating. So join us for that. Peace, love, and peanut butter. Have an amazing rest of your day. I really hope you enjoyed this episode, friends. Please don't forget to show us some love by subscribing, liking, commenting, and most of all, sharing this podcast with your friends. Check the show notes for links, including our sponsors and our Patreon. And stay tuned for more great conversations on the Daily Coffee Pro by Map It Forward.